There you are, coming slow, darling. The night gets suspicious when people rush. I'm Jazzi. I keep the room, the records, and a few secrets that were never brave enough to leave with their owners. Tonight, you're not just hearing songs, you're stepping into my lounge. 10 tables, 10 little accidents, a wet envelope, a man with roses and bad timing, red gloves, old chairs, 2 martinis, pretending to be a plan. And before we're done, the room itself will have something to say. Coats on the left, regrets wherever they fit. And if Claire asks what you're drinking, tell her the truth first. It saves time. We begin at table 7, 2 glasses, 1 empty chair, and a man trying very hard not to look alone. So sit gently, the wood is listening. Table 7 never lies. No, baby. Table 7 never lies. He asked for 2. Didn't look at the menu. Didn't look at me either. Just tapped the corner twice, like the wood might answer. There's a pale little circle where her glass used to land. Not from tonight, from every Thursday. He still keeps planned. He folds the paper napkin, then unfolds it again, like maybe bad news changes if you give it clean hands. And the waiter knows better than to ask who it's for. Sets the second drink down near the empty chair's door. He smiles like a man who rehearsed being fine, but his thumb keeps checking the old mark in the wine. Table 7 never lies. It keeps the glass ring of your goodbye. 2 small drinks, 1 coatless chair. All the words you parked right there. You can laugh with your mouth, you can pay and look wise, but table 7 never lies. He moved the lime slice from her side to his, then moved it back like guilt had wrists. There's a chip in the varnish near the edge of his hand from the night she stood up before the final band. He says she's running late to nobody nearby, and nobody corrects him, not even I. Some folks leave loudly, some just reduce the room. 1 chair at a time, 1 untouched drink, 1 spoon. Table 7 never lies. It keeps the glass ring of your goodbye. 2 small drinks, 1 coatless chair. All the words you parked right there. You can laugh with your mouth, you can pay and look wise. But table 7 never lies. I almost told him, sir, that drink is getting warm. But he already knew. You could see it in the way he didn't reach for it. Some people wait because waiting is cheaper than saying the thing out loud. Table 7. Table 7 never lies. It keeps the glass ring of your goodbye. No raised voice, no broken plate. Just one man arriving late to a truth he recognized at table 7. Table 7 never lies. He left both glasses, paid for both, tipped too much, didn't take the napkin, and table 7 kept it. Kept it. Kept it. He came in wet enough to make the floor complain. Didn't shake his coat, didn't ask where to sit. Just stood by the piano like he owed it money. The rain checks in but never says your name. The rain checks in but never says your name. His shoes made little rivers past the brass foot rail. One cuff torn open, one hand hiding mail. He had a hotel key from a place across town, but no room number showing, just the plastic worn down. Asked for black coffee, then forgot it was there. Watched the steam give up in the piano air. And I saw that envelope flat against the wood, like a mouth staying closed because maybe it should. The rain checks in with wet wool on its sleeve, signs nothing at the door, leaves something you can't read. It takes the corner table, then gives it back again. The rain checks in but never says your name. No stamp, no address. One bent paper clip, holding the flap like a bad decision. He placed it beside middle C, not on it, beside it, like even secrets. Neat manners in a jazz bar. He listened to the drummer, missed the ride on purpose, smiled for half a second, then returned to surface. There was ink on his finger, not fresh, not dry, twist a lie. He left before the coffee learned his face, left 3 wet coins and a square of empty space. I could have called after him, could have said, "Sir, you're..." But some doors don't close until nobody stirs. The rain checks in with wet wool on its sleeve, signs nothing at the door, leaves something you can't read. It takes the corner table, then gives it back again. The rain checks in, but never says your name. I touched the corner once, not enough to open it, just enough to know paper can feel nervous. The pianist looked at me like, "Don't." So I didn't. Some things come inside, because outside got too honest. The rain checks in with a coat full of street lights, leaves no confession, just a folded little weight. If it was meant for someone, it waited all the same. The rain checks in, but never says your name. By closing time, the floor was dry, the cup was cold, the paper stayed, and nobody played middle C. He came in sideways, like the door caught him lying. One shoe wet, one shoe fine. That tells you plenty. He checked his watch and checked it again, like time might apologize if he stared hard enough at 10. There were coins in his pocket, making nervous little sounds, and a florist receipt he kept turning upside down. He said, "Jazzi, what rhymes with sorry but doesn't sound cheap?" I said, "Depends how badly you plan to sleep." He bought roses at 11:47 from a man by platform 3, with a rubber band bouquet and emergency honesty. His jacket smelled like train brakes and pharmacy cologne. He had one crooked ribbon and a face full of going home. He tried to write her something on the back of our wine list, but crossed out forever when his own hand hissed. Then he wrote, "You look nice this morning," and stared at the line like it might be too small or the first true thing tonight. Small mistakes get taller when the room gets kind, and the clock above the bar starts clearing its throat in time. He forgot his anniversary, but remembered how she takes her tea. 2 sugars when she's angry, 1 when she forgives. He forgot the date completely, but knew her winter coat was green, and and that she hates red roses unless they're half ridiculous. So he held that crooked bouquet like a man negotiating sky, and asked if love accepts receipts when fools arrive nearby. I told him, don't write pretty, pretty gets you killed. Write the thing you notice when the room sits still. So he wrote, I washed your blue cup wrong and hid it in the back. Also, I forgot today. Also, I'm coming back. He looked at me wounded, like honesty had teeth, then folded up the wine list and paid for my belief. Now listen, there are men who forget because they're empty, and men who forget because life keeps barking at their knees. He was the second kind. You could tell by the way he protected those flowers from the fan. He forgot his anniversary, but remembered how she takes her tea. 2 sugars when she's angry, 1 when she forgives. He forgot the date completely, but knew her winter coat was green, and that she hates red roses unless they're half ridiculous. So he ran past the window with the bouquet held high, like a guilty little parade under tired station lights. At 11:59, he was gone. Left 3 coins, 1 pen, and the wine list carbon copy. I hope she laughed first, then made him suffer properly.
Every Thursday, same corner table, same little purse with a brass mouth. She orders hot water with lemon and never drinks it. Then she puts on the gloves, red gloves buttoned at the wrist, not bright, not young, not asking to be missed. She lays her purse on chair number 4, turns her left hand slightly toward the floor. The band knows the measure before she stands. Piano leans softer under her hands, and nobody speaks when she steps through the room. 3 small turns and the whole place makes room. She dances with no one like someone still leaves, 1 hand lifted where a hand used to be. No name on her lips, no claim in her eyes, just red gloves moving through Thursday time. She never asks for the old songs by title, just nods to the drummer at the second recital. There's a worn little patch near the edge of the floor where her heel finds the circle it found before. Once a young man laughed by the window rail. She looked at him once and his joke went pale. Not cruel, no, just clear as a bell. Some rooms have manners you learn by yourself. She dances with no one like someone still leaves, 1 hand lifted where a hand used to be. The red gloves turn, then fold through the air like two small flags for a private affair. No speech, no tear, no bargain with years. Just Thursday, counting 1, 2, 3. I saw it once, not the man, the space, how carefully she left it. Room to breathe like whoever he was still needed somewhere to stand. And I thought, Lord, that is not loneliness, that is architecture. She dances with no one like someone still leads. One hand lifted where a hand used to be. Red gloves turning past the last blue chair. Not holding on, not letting go either. She bows to the band before she sits. Unbuttons the wrist with 2 patient clicks. Every Thursday, same corner table, hot water, lemon, purse with a brass mouth, and the gloves folded neatly, like 2 birds done flying. That one needs a second. The piano knows his left hand, and so did everyone who had the good sense not to correct him. There are mistakes you fix, and there are mistakes you stand beside until they become part of the song. Tonight we have learned the chairs keep records, martinis negotiate poorly, and old pianos may know more about dignity than most living committees. Report from the room. The blue chair has accepted 3 bad dates and 1 very sincere apology. No injuries reported at the bar. Someone ordered sparkling water with the confidence of a person planning to lie later. We respect preparation, and by the window a woman has changed her hair, her coat, and possibly her address, but not the way she checks the old corner that matters. Because next, the room gets modern, dryer beat, cooler glass, new coat, old look. You can repaint the outside as many times as you like. Some places still recognize the weather you bring in. After that, we reach last call. Not just for drinks, for excuses, for beautiful little lies that came in overdressed and left owing the truth money. And then, when the chairs go up, Jazzi stays behind to sing to the room itself. So before we continue, check your pockets, check your posture, check whether the story you've been telling yourself still fits. This is Neon Doesn't Forgive. Try not to blink when the room recognizes you. Don't sit there. No, baby. Not that chair. There are 6 empty ones that don't know anybody. Take one of those. You didn't mean wrong. I can see that plain. Your coat still folded, with outside on the seams. But that chair has a habit of pulling men down. And he wore that habit better than his brown town shoes. There's a mark on the armrest where his ring used to knock. Not loud, just enough to keep time with the clock. He never ordered peanuts, but opened the bag, then left them there like a little unpaid tax. Don't sit where he sat. Not tonight, not like that. Some places don't belong to the living right away. Don't lean your elbow on what he wore flat. Don't sit where he sat. Not tonight, not like that. He called every singer kid, even when we were grown. Said the jukebox was stealing from better men's bones. Kept a 5 in the Bible by the register frame for whoever came hungry and too proud to say. Once he laughed so hard the lamp went crooked and nobody fixed it. No one even looked it up. We just let the bulb tilt toward his glass for a year. Some repairs are rude when absence sits near. Don't sit where he sat. Not tonight, not like that. That wood still remembers the weight of his hat. You can take any table, take the rail near the back, but don't sit where he sat. Not tonight, not like that. I know, it's just a chair. That's what people say when they haven't watched a man become part of furniture. He was here on bad Tuesdays, Good Fridays, and one Christmas, when the pipes froze and the drummer cried in the kitchen. So no, it is not just a chair. It is where the room learned its shape. Don't sit where he sat. Not tonight, not like that. Let the old place loosen, one screw at a time. Let the dust decide when to give it back. But don't sit where he sat. Not tonight, not like that. Thank you. No, you're all right. Take the blue chair that one only knows. Bad dates and spilled gin. This one still has work to do.
one smile, refusing blame. 2 martinis and a maybe. Baby, don't look so arranged. If this is bad judgment, it came well dressed today. I saw it start before either of them did. That's the funny part. People think flirting begins with words. No, it begins when somebody stops reaching for their coat. She had one glove in her pocket, one still on her hand. He pretended that the menu needed study like a plan. She said, I'm only here for one. He said, that makes 3 of us. Then the sax missed a note just to make the room blush. He stirred his drink like it owed him advice. She watched the olive spin and watched it spin twice. And I kept wiping glasses that were already clean, because some little accidents deserve privacy. 2 martinis and a maybe. That's how trouble learns your name. 1 olive leaning sideways, 1 smile, refusing blame. 2 martinis and a maybe. Baby, don't look so arranged. If this is bad judgment, it came well dressed today. He wrote his number on a corner of the building, tore 1 digit off, like courage needed skill. She said, that's inconvenient. He said, that's the point. Then both of them laughed at the same little joint. The clock near the bottles gave 11 a cough, and her cab app opened, then quietly turned off. He didn't ask to walk her, she didn't ask him not to. Some doors get negotiated without anybody taught to. Now listen, I don't judge, I inventory. There's a difference. Judging says no. Inventory says, interesting. 2 martinis and a maybe. That's how trouble learns your name. 1 olive leaning sideways, 1 smile, refusing blame. 2 martinis and a maybe. Baby, don't look so arranged. If this is bad judgment, it came well dressed today. She said, I should go. He said, absolutely. Nobody moved. That's when I knew. There are nights that do not break rules. They just loosen 1 button and ask if the rule was comfortable. She touched the stem of the glass. He looked away on purpose. That was kind, that was dangerous, that was almost honest. 2 martinis and a maybe. That's how trouble learns your name. 1 olive leaning sideways, 1 smile, refusing blame. 2 martinis and a maybe. Baby, don't look so arranged. If this is bad judgment, it came well dressed today. 2 martinis and a maybe. 1 missing number on the bill. If she wanted impossible, she would have ordered still. They left separately, very responsible, very mature, very convincing. She came back for her glove. 4 minutes later, he was still outside, forgetting how to smoke. He does it every night. Same song, same jacket, same mistake. Nobody in this room has earned the right to call it one. His right hand still walks like a man in good shoes. easy little stairways, polished by use. But the left one waits half a breath too late, then knocks on the wrong door near the lower eighth. He smiles at the keys like they told him a joke, then fixes his cuff where the button won't close. There's a yellow paper inside the piano lid with numbers for exercises he pretends he never hid. The piano knows his left hand still reaches for the past. Not clean, not quick, not where it used to land. But the piano knows his left hand. He came back in March with a cane and a temper. Said the hospital coffee was an insult to December. First night at the Keys, he played half a tune, then cursed so politely. The trumpet left the room. Now he plays till the bottles stop catching the light, till the bartender counts the same glass twice. And when that note slips from under his thumb, we all look down like the floor said something. The piano knows his left hand still reaches for the past. Not clean, not quick, not where it used to land. It knows the little detour where the body disagrees. It knows the man is more than what refuses him with keys. So let that note lean, let the old wood understand. The piano knows, the piano knows his left hand. A young man once asked why we don't correct him. I said, baby, some corrections are smaller than the courage they interrupt. He didn't ask again. Good, he learned something. There's a photograph under the cash drawer, him at 27, standing too proud by the door. Same left hand lifted around some woman's waist, same grin, same collar, same impossible face. I don't know her name, he never says it out loud, but sometimes after closing, he plays to the empty round. Not for the room, not for the tips, for that old left hand remembering hips. The piano knows his left hand still reaches for the past. Not clean, not quick, not where it used to land. It knows the little detour where the body disagrees. It knows the man is more than what refuses him with keys. So let that note lean, let the old wood understand. The piano knows, the piano knows his left hand. Tonight he played the wrong note twice, then nodded like he meant the second one.
did. That one needs a second. The piano knows his left hand, and so did everyone who had the good sense not to correct him. There are mistakes you fix, and there are mistakes you stand beside until they become part of the song. Tonight, we have learned that chairs keep records, martinis negotiate poorly, and old pianos may know more about dignity than most living committees. Report from the room. The blue chair has accepted 3 bad dates and 1 very sincere apology. No injuries reported at the bar. Someone ordered sparkling water with the confidence of a person planning to lie later. We respect preparation. And by the window, a woman has changed her hair, her coat, and possibly her address. But not the way. She checks the old corner that matters. Because next, the room gets modern, drier beat, cooler glass, new coat, old look. You can repaint the outside as many times as you like. Some places still recognize the weather you bring in. After that, we reach last call. Not just for drinks, for excuses, for beautiful little lies that came in overdressed and left owing the truth money. And then, when the chairs go up, Jazzi stays behind to sing to the room itself. So before we continue, check your pockets, check your posture, check whether the story you've been telling yourself still fits. This is Neon Doesn't Forgive. Try not to blink when the room recognizes you. Doesn't forgive. She came back wearing a coat the old her would have laughed at. Hair cut clean, mouth painted careful. Walk practiced twice before the door opened. But her eyes, her eyes forgot the costume. She chose the stool 2 spaces from her usual, like distance could behave if you paid it enough. New silver clasp on a serious black bag. Same little scratch near the bottom left half. She ordered sparkling water with a slice on the side, then stared at the bourbon shelf like it owed her a trial. I said, long time. She said, new job. I said, nothing that helped more. Neon doesn't forgive. It just makes the truth look blue. You can change your hair, buy a coat that doesn't know you, but the bar checks twice when the old look walks in new. Neon doesn't forgive. It just makes the truth look blue. guest room for less than a minute. Came back with one earring fixed and both hands unfinished. There was a receipt in her pocket from a place called Luma and Finch. 98 for the cut, 12 for confidence. She kept touching the ends like they might explain why the room still knew how to pronounce his name. A couple at table 3 laughed too loud. She smiled at their noise like a borrowed amount. Then the sax player missed her cue by half a breath, because even the band had recognized the dress. Neon doesn't forgive, it just makes the truth look blue. You can change your walk, teach your hands something new, but the glass still leans toward what it used to do. Neon doesn't forgive, it just makes the truth look blue. Now listen, there's a kind of leaving that changes your address, but not your weather. She had the haircut, she had the coat, she had the sentence ready. I'm better now. Poor thing, the room heard the comma. Neon doesn't forgive, it just makes the truth look blue. You can change your hair, buy a coat that doesn't know you, but the bar checks twice when the old look walks in new. Neon doesn't forgive, it just makes the truth look blue. She paid in cash, didn't finish the water, left the coat over the back of the stool. Not by mistake, not quite on purpose, somewhere between. That's where she was too.
All right, darlings. Finish the sentence. You came here to avoid. Last call for the man who says he's just passing through, with a tab from October and a tie gone askew. Last call for the woman who laughs with her teeth, while her left hand hides what her right hand still keeps. Last call for the poet with no pen in his coat, who says he remembers but misquotes every note. And last call for me, yes, I'm counting me too. I polish the same glass when I don't want the truth. Last call for beautiful liars, one more round before the house bulbs rise. Drink up, sweet sinners, straighten your collars, borrow your alibis. Last call for beautiful liars, pay what you owe to the night. The door knows your footsteps, the bar knows your tells, and baby, I know mine. You in the corner, no, don't look offended. You came in saying you were fine. Nobody who is fine orders brandy with both hands. And you, with the wedding ring in your coin pocket, careful, that thing is louder than you think. The drummer starts packing but keeps one brush out, because even he knows we are not done yet somehow. There's lipstick on a tumbler in a shade called Mistake, and 3 little cherries nobody meant to take. The man by the jukebox keeps choosing track 9, says it's for the melody, but we all know the line. A waitress named Claire puts the chairs up slow, so the floor has time to release what it knows. Oh, last call for beautiful liars. One more round before the house bulbs rise. Drink up, sweet sinners, straighten your collars, borrow your alibis. Last call for beautiful liars. Pay what you owe to the night. The door knows your footsteps, the bar knows your tells, and baby, I know mine. There it is, that awful honest wattage. Nobody looks good under closing lamps. Mascara gets specific, cheap silk gives up even forgiveness. Starts checking its watch, but listen, we made it this far with our little staged faces. Might as well bow properly. Again now, but don't make it clean. Last call for beautiful liars. Beautiful liars. One more round before the house bulbs rise. Before they rise. Drink up, sweet sinners, straighten your colors, borrow your alibis. Last call for beautiful liars. Pay what you owe to the night. The door knows your footsteps, the bar knows your tells, and baby, I know mine. Leave the good stories, take the bad ones with you. We open again tomorrow, unfortunately. So do you. There's a sound after people leave, not silence, no, more like the room checking its pockets. Claire puts the chairs up, 2 at a time, like tired blackbirds with brass on their spines. A mop bucket squeaks near the old back door, and the floor gives back what it borrowed before. The pianist stays seated, hands folded thin, left one resting like it already played him in. House bulbs come up, too honest, too pale, showing every spilled secret that missed the pale. When the chairs go up, the room still hums your name. Not loud enough for heaven, not small enough for blame. When the chairs go up and the wood shows its grain, I sing to the room, and the room sings back the same. Table 7 is dry now, but the circles remain. 2 pale little moons where nobody explains. There's a clean square of dust beside middle C, where an envelope waited more patiently than me. a hook by the doorway hangs red in my mind. Oh, the woman with gloves didn't come this time, and the man with the roses, Lord, I hope he survives. Some fools come back better if the right wife is kind. The beautiful liars paid mostly in coins, left lipstick, bad weather, and one missing voice. Somebody's cab number is smeared on the bar. Somebody promised not to go very far. I stack the menus with their corners bent, count all the glasses that know where they went. Then I turn off the sign, but not all the way. Some little bug keeps arguing with Dave. This is the part nobody buys a ticket for. The after, the cloth in my hand, the piano closing its mouth, the bottles standing in rows like they behaved in me. Still here, not lonely exactly, just appointed. When the chairs go up, the room still hums your name. Not loud enough for heaven, not small enough for blame. When the chairs go up and the wood shows its grain, I sing to the room, and the room sings back the same. When the chairs go up, let the last glass remain. Some nights need a witness with nothing to gain. By the door, there's a little rainwater caught in the floor tile. I leave it. Morning can have something to find. Good night, darlings. Try not to become too easy to explain.